ReZero, Konosuba, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, Rising of the Shield Hero. You've probably watched or even heard of these different animes, and if you haven't, go check them out. Today we're going to talk about the rise of Isekai anime. Isekai anime, you've seen them everywhere, especially as of late. This genre already has a huge catalog, probably bigger than Beatrice's library, and with thousands being animated all the time. But where did they come from? Why are they so popular? And better yet, why so many? Because as I've said before, there are a lot. ReZero is one of my favorite animes actually, but today we will be taking a look at similarities between them, what sets them apart from other genres, and why there's so many authors that are inclined to write these, because animes just don't pop up out of the blue. Generally they have a writer. So let's hop right into some similarities. Truck-kun, truck-kun, truck-kun. That is a joke that is well known by the community of people that watch Isekai. The main character gets hit by a truck, dead, whatever. Boom, he's in another world. And while that exact way of getting Isekai doesn't apply to every single anime, the vibes do. Or the essence, if you will, being transported to a different world, to a place that's out of your control, usually by something random. Well, out of your control for the most part anyway. And the protagonist in most cases tends to be a normal person, going through their life, doing normal things. Maybe they're average, maybe they're a little bit above average, but overall a very relatable character, just going through life until they get isekai'd. Isekai'd obviously being the term for getting transported to another world. If you didn't exactly quite get where I was coming from there, now you do. They tend to be in a place with people they don't know, in a place they've never seen. In a lot of cases, these worlds have magic or mana running, and that's the main power source, the thing that makes for all these spectacular different abilities, some of which are just plain out useless, but funny. And even if it isn't exactly magic or mana, it's usually something similar, some type of like power up that the character either trains or just so happens to have for no good reason. And of course, a lot of these animes tend to have a lot of anime girls, if you will, waifus. You gotta have them, you just got to. And damn good ones if I say so myself. And of course, knowing this, a lot of these shows do take on somewhat of a harem tone, which even in the most serious cases makes it humorous. But there are differences, however. Some characters want to stay there, some characters want to escape, and some just don't think twice about it. But hold on, with so many variations, what makes an overall appeal to this genre? Why do people watch it? And why do the mangakas make it? Well, number one, isekais have one big positive. Actually many, but there's definitely one in favor of the writer. They are one of the biggest anti-plot hole genres of all time. It's almost impossible to have a plot hole, I'm gonna tell you why. These stories generally have zero set rules. It's a fantasy, you can make up what you want. And even if there are a set rule that is broken, you can easily write your way out of it. Mostly because these are stories about adventures and finding things new. So even if you technically mess up somewhere, you can just write in something new and be like, you know what, that doesn't even matter anymore, because that is part of the adventure aspect of the shows. And because of this, you just don't have to follow as many rules making isekais. And you know, so obviously you won't get as much critique on it if you're the writer, you won't get as much critique on it if you're somebody talking about it and you enjoy it, because they aren't meant to be taken as serious sometimes. Or they are, but just not in the way that other shows are. So another big reason for appeal, subconscious relating. I mean, think about it. Having an average person in a different world makes you relate somewhat, because you can sit there and go, what would I do if I was there? Or you can go, that guy was absolutely right, I would have done that too. Because that's one of the beautiful things about it. A lot of times the character's just as confused as you are. And this also makes us root for the main character in almost every situation. Simply because, to the viewer, that is us in the show. But don't get it twisted, I don't think about this stuff while I'm watching the show, it's just entertainment, I'm enjoying it. But looking back, I'm like, why are they so enjoyable? Why have I watched so many? And I think that's part of the reason. And I believe that relating also has to do with the writer. Because think about it, you get to put yourself in a show. What would I do if I was there? Or if I was there and I wanted to make the funniest story of all time or the most intense story, what would be my role? And so I also think that gets writers to make them as well. So it's a double-edged sword, both for the viewer and both for the writer, in my opinion. And so with all that said and done, they're just outright enjoyable. They really are. So many different kinds. You can do whatever you want with the story, and that just makes it an outright fantastic genre for everybody involved. Because I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times you ask somebody what their favorite isekai is, somebody's watched at least one that they really like. But regardless, that's why I think isekai is so popular, and I do not believe it is going anywhere anytime soon. It's Sensei Shriz. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed. There's going to be 4 videos up on the screen. Click one and you might just enjoy that video as well. Hope to see you in another video. I'm out.